Hello and welcome to EMR Optimization for Cancer Screening, PS Suite EMR. This video will demonstrate how to set up a global reminder for cervical cancer screening, and it is part of training module number 4. The objective of this training video is to help PS Suite EMR users learn the basic steps for setting up a cervical cancer screening global reminder. Before we begin with the demonstration, I would just like to mention that the reminder we will be creating is an illustrative example of a cancer screening reminder that you may wish to use in your practice. The criteria is adapted from Cancer Care Ontario's screening guidelines and recommendations. While we want to demonstrate the process involved in creating a global reminder, the actual reminder criteria that you will use should be based on your own data standards and practices. Tip sheets are available with alternative suggestions for criteria that may be helpful to include in your cancer screening reminders. It's also important to note that you probably already have cancer screening reminders in place in your EMR, as these are generally included with PS Suite EMR when you first purchase the software. However, if your existing global reminders are more than a year old, they may not reflect current CCO guidelines and recommendations. If you intend to use this demonstration to create your own reminder, you will want to make sure that you are not making a duplicate reminder. Your options then are to either delete the old cancer screening reminders that are saved in your system, or update these old reminders with the new criteria. Just remember that if you do delete a global reminder, you will also delete all the reminder responses that are attached to it. With that out of the way, let's get started. To create a cervical cancer screening reminder, start from the main toolbar and click Records. A blank patient record will appear. From this screen, click Settings and select Edit Reminders. The Edit Reminders window will now appear. To create your new global reminder, click New Reminder. At the top of the window, type in a name for the reminder. You'll now begin to build out the criteria for your global reminder. If you've watched our video demonstration on creating searches, these steps will look very familiar to you. We're going to start off by adding lines for patients eligible for cervical screening based on sex and age. When you're ready to start, click Add Line. In the new window, select Demographics and then Sex. Then choose the option Is Female. Click OK when finished. This will return you to the Edit Reminders window, and you will see that the new line of criteria has been added. Now we will specify patient age ranges. Click Add Line when ready. Once again, select Demographics, then select Age. Select the greater than or equal to sign, and type the number 21 into the blank field. Click OK when you're finished. Your criteria has been added to the reminder. Note that PS Suite includes the word "and" between both lines by default. This means that patients must both be female and older than 21 in order to receive the reminder. When you're ready to move on, click Add Line. Once more, select Demographics and Age. This time, choose the less than sign and type the number 70 into the blank field. Click OK when ready. Your sex and age criteria have now all been added. The next step is to find patients who have not had a Pap test within the last 3 years. These patients are due for the next screening test. Click Add Line when ready. This time, select Diagnostic Test Reports, and then select Pap Test Report. Now select Month Since Latest, greater than or equal to, and type the number 36 into the blank field. Click OK when you're finished. You have now added the line that will exclude patients from the global reminder if they have had a Pap test within 3 years. This line can only be used if your Pap tests are entered in this way. If you know that you are also receiving Pap tests through an electronic lab feed, you will need to add additional lines to ensure that you are capturing all the test results in your EMR. For more information, please refer to the cervical cancer screening tip sheet. The last step will be to add a line of criteria to remove patients who are excluded from screening. This may be due to a history of cervical cancer, or possibly due to a previous total hysterectomy. In this example, we will use the cervical screening exclusion Q code to exclude these patients. Click Add Line when you are ready. Select Bills, then select Service Code. In the text field at the bottom, type Q140A with all capital letters. This is the cervical screening exclusion Q code. Now select Number of Times Done, select the equal sign, and type the number 0 in the text field. This will include only the patients who have never been attached to the screening exclusion Q code. Click OK when you are done. You are now finished adding criteria to your global reminder. To finish the reminder, add the text in the Show Intervention as Reminder field. This is the text that will appear in all the patient's reminder fields. Next, make sure that the medium priority is selected. This will show the reminder in red text and will allow you to create a reminder report. When all these steps are completed, click Done to save the global reminder. The system will now immediately search through the records of all patients. Patients who meet the criteria will have the reminder text placed in the reminder fields. PS Suite EMR continuously scans patient records, adding global reminders to new patients who meet the criteria, and removing the reminders from patients who no longer meet the criteria. The best way to remove this global reminder, though, is to get your patients screened and correctly enter the test results into their charts. And that brings us to the end of this demonstration. There is one last training video in Module 4, and the topic is Running a Reminder Report. Once again, please be aware that additional information is available in the tip sheets. Thanks very much for watching.